Welcome to Last Time Online. This episode is brought to you by Dogmu Games, my very own game studio. I'm currently working on my first game called Wake Out of Twilight. Wake Out of Twilight is a 2D platformer game based in a futuristic dystopia where nearly all parts of life are automated. Life couldn't get any easier, but the price to pay was more than anybody agreed to. Navigate through traps, obstacles, and puzzles in order to save everybody from the nightmare. If you would like to be the first to know when I have updates or when the game is releasing, you can go to Steam and wishlist the game. Now, let's get on with the episode. What's up, gamers? Welcome to Last Time Online, the show where nerds talk about nerdy things. And I'm your host, I'm George, and today I'm joined by the crew. And first we have Lewis.
Hey, happy 420.
Happy 420. We have Max.
Never put your nose in the devil's dandruff.
Jonathan's with us.
Hello.
The was how Jonathan says hi. And we have Alvaro.
Everything is awesome.
Oh, okay. That's a foreshadowing there, I'm pretty sure. And then we have Justin with us as well.
Howdy.
Okay, now we like to start off with our nerd reports each episode, which is where we talk about like things that have been taking over our week, yeah, especially if it's anything nerdy. I usually start, and I actually want to start off with I got really hooked on this Halo show. I didn't think it was going to be. I was like trying really hard to like it, the first few episodes, but I think after I got over the fact that it's like not exactly the same Master Chief version as the games, I kind of looked past that. And then the last episode that I watched, I think it was called Homecoming, which is number 4. It was actually really good, and not really good, but it impressed me enough where I do want to just keep watching it. And it was a day that I actually looked up when the Halo episodes releases, because I was just kind of watching it whatever I could at first, and then I'm like, oh, when does the next one come out? I want to see the next one now. Yeah.
It was the Master Chief butt cheeks, wasn't it?
Perhaps.
I think that was episode 2.
Perhaps. Okay.
Quick.
You haven't seen Halo, Master Chief's butt cheeks, but his weren't the only cheeks that has been shown in the show. There's somebody else that I'm attracted to, but I'll just leave that there, right there.
Was it waifu cheeks?
Waifu is kind of reserved for animations, right?
I mean, like in video games, Cortana could be considered a waifu, right? I mean, guys.
Oh yeah, right? Cortana could be, yeah.
Anyway,
that's true. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. So I guess this last week was me trying to catch up on a bunch of shows. I've been keeping up with Moon Knight. I'm still very happy about what I'm seeing with Moon Knight. I caught up with Atlanta, and I think this is the weirdest.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is like the weirdest season so far, though. But I'm like so interested. I'm like, what am I watching? We're actually like we've hinted at already. We're recording this on 420, and I can't think of a better show to watch on 420 at this moment. So it is trippy in a. Yeah, it's not supposed to be trippy, but like it's just a trippy show, and I think that's it. Last episode of the podcast, I also said I was going to finish one of the games that I haven't completed yet, and I'm sorry to say that I failed at accomplishing that goal.
You died.
I played a decent amount of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and I played a decent amount of Horizon Forbidden West, and Forbidden West was the one that I thought I was going to be able to beat, but for some reason I hit a wall. I think there was this one fight specifically that I got actually pissed off because I've been able to kind of cruise through the game, but there's this one fight that I'm like struggling on, and I could feel like I'm doing good for a decent amount of time, and then I'll just get like sniped by like some random rocket like that this boss dude shoots, and I'll get one shot like without warning, and I actually got pissed off at that fight, so I quit. But to be continued. I'm gonna finish that game one day. That's a side quest too. I'm just like so pissed off. But anyway, that is my nerd report, and it's a long-winded one. That's where I'm at, and I can't wait to go into Halo when it's finished. I'll be the reporter for Halo. Who else likes Halo here? I think it's just me and Lewis.
Like in general or the show?
Uh, I guess in three phases. I guess like who's watched and liked the show, who's a fan of the Halo franchise, or even like who's played any of the games. I just
Neither from anything you said for me.
yeah okay yeah. That's kind of where I thought. I know Alvaro watched. Alvaro's caught up on. You're caught up on the
I'm caught up on the
Halo show, right?
Yeah.
And I think Lewis and I
I'm
are the
not
only
like the
ones.
biggest fan of Halo. Like my favorite Halo game was Reach, and I know it's like a hot take in the community. But...
No, I agree. I actually agree with
Yeah,
you.
like-
Yeah, I'm a huge Halo fan, and I actually agree with you.
Good
And
campaign.
yeah, and I can get into reasons on why I kind of like the show and I think what makes it good. But I think I'll say that for later because we're planning on talking about movies, like game movies today. I think so. I think that can kind of get bundled into that conversation a little bit. So
We can wait till the season's over.
yeah,
Cover it then.
yeah. Well, yeah. I think there's a way that I can come back to it. But anyway, we'll leave that for later and we'll move on. So how about Lewis? Do you have anything to share with us this week?
Oh yeah, it's a little bit been busy for me for work,
Mm.
but right now I'm trying to go back to playing Uncharted. Right now I'm on the third one. I'm on chapter 5, I think. I had to replay it because I tried going back to playing to my old save, which was like almost halfway through the game, and I literally don't like remember what was going on to that story. But right now it's like right now everything's getting like coming back to my mind.
Hmm.
But it's been pretty cool. And today I got to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. And like we said last week, you guys say this is pretty cool. It's very original. It's like very mind blowing too. It's an original concept movie, but yeah.
It's one of those movies that I was like, just the name is like a really interesting name for me. It sounds like it would be interesting, and I know I wanted to watch it, but I think that Max was the one that sold me and made me feel like I needed to watch it like ASAP. So, and I did, and I forgot to say that too. I also watched that movie and I was not disappointed even like 1%. So yeah.
The
Was
studios be commissioned.
yeah, I know. Was that it? Anything else, Lewis? Or
Oh, that was it.
all right. Let's go with Alvaro next. We'll mix it up. I'm shaking it up on you guys.
I haven't done a whole lot of gaming lately. I did try out the Battlefield update that they just launched.
Hmm.
So I spent some time doing that yesterday. It's pretty fun. I mean, I've been playing it consistently since. But yeah, there were definitely some noticeable changes. It'd be nice to have us squad up and play it, just so you can see if there's like feel it for yourself.
You know, it's like
And
a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good.
I was gonna say it's been I don't really smoke, but it has been a 420 tradition of mine to like play a shooter game where you can just like throw smokes everywhere, and I think it'd be cool if we like squatted up and just like made the whole battlefield like all smoky. I think that would be really cool.
I can see that.
But anyway, yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
Let's do it. I've downloaded the update, but I haven't played the new update yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. Other than that, I went to a concert on Monday. I went to the Deftones show. I have a shirt here. You can't really see it.
Ooh.
It was really good. I was getting tossed all over the place, but I was like, I wasn't even
Yes.
in the front at the beginning, but yeah, it was super cool. And I hadn't seen the Deftones in 12 years, so yeah, that was just a really good show. Other than that, I've caught up on Sonic. I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Moon Knight, and that's been my week.
Very cool. I wish I was light enough to get even picked up by people. I'm not.
Everyone was like crowd surfing. It was crazy. I was getting kicked in the
Deftones
face.
fans go harder than they need to.
Yeah. I'm a bottom for sure. I'm a bottom ground server for sure.
You have to be careful when you say that, George.
I know that's getting clipped, right? Someone's gonna clip that. It's gonna be part of
Leave it in.
part of our last time online highlights.
It's going straight to the Patreon.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else for you, bro?
Good. That's it.
All right, cool. We're making good time today. How
We'll see about that.
yeah, we'll see. All right.
It's still early. It's still early.
All right. How about Max? What do you got for us?
For me, like George, and Alvaro, I watched Moon Knight this week. Really liked this week's episode. I'm actually very curious as to where the show's going in the final 2 episodes that they're doing. And then like George, I've caught up on Atlanta. I watch it every week though, but this season is awesome. It's very weird. It's pretty out there, and I like that half of the episodes you don't know what they're about until about halfway through.
Yeah.
So they seem like random occurrences in the first half, but once you find out what the episode's about, they start to make sense. And then, wrote it down here. Movie-wise, I watched Spencer, which was the movie that Kristen Stewart was nominated for an Oscar for. She played Princess Diana. I was not a big fan of the movie. I thought it was pretty uninteresting. Like once you realize that the rich British people are shitty to the ones that they don't like, then there's kind of no movie after that. But I also was not a huge fan of that director's other movie he did. He did Jackie, the Natalie Portman movie a few years ago. His stuff it comes off as very bland to me. Like I don't know, it's just kind of dull to me. And then earlier today, because I've made it my mission in life to watch every Nicolas Cage movie, I rented and watched Prisoners of the Ghostland, which was his newest straight to Redbox movie, pretty much. I think it played in some theaters, but no one got it. The concept is way more entertaining than the movie actually is, which was unfortunate. He's pretty much a bank robber who got caught, and a rich dude pretty much buys him out of prison to go find someone that has run away from him. But he straps him in a leather suit with bombs on his arms, his neck, and his testicles. So you would think that would make for a very entertaining movie, and it's kind of not. And then lastly, AMC did the first 2 premiere episodes for the final season of Better Call Saul, which I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in here that watches that. But if they stick the landing with the season, I think the argument could be made that it might overall be a better show than Breaking Bad.
Oh, that's a big statement.
Like
right?
You kind of, I'm not gonna say you have to power through season 1, but season 1 is kind of here and there. It wasn't like the best, but even Breaking Bad had some down episodes here and there as well. But just like consistently, like each season progressively gets better than the previous one. And so far, the first 2 episodes are really good, but they still have another like 11 episodes to go, I think, for this season. So there's still some time, but I really liked what I saw, and the acting's great, characters still great. Very good. I think it's like the right way to prequelize something, is the way that show's doing it.
Okay.
And I think that is it for me for this week.
And you also gave us proof that we don't sugarcoat reviews here.
No. So the 2 movies I watched, I kind of did not like.
Yeah, Oscar-nominated movies.
Like Spencer, so I'm curious how I feel about it.
Is it because
did you like Jackie?
I didn't hate it.
I mean, it's the same, just British.
Yeah.
Is it because there's no vampires?
I mean, it wouldn't have hurt, but I don't know. It's just like she's good. Like after 10 minutes or so, I kind of forgot that it was her in that role, which is good, and I can see why she got nominated. But just like the movie in general is just very dull and very bland. Like I kind of lost interest a little bit of the way through. But it was only like an hour and 45 minutes or so, so it wasn't like super long. So that was good.
I do like me some short movies. You guys know.
Yeah. George likes everything short.
Yeah. Remember.
His video games, probably his girls. I don't know.
And his tops.
Does length matter? Check out episode 1 of Last Time on Last. Okay. So yeah, we'll move on. How about Jonathan? Let's have your turn.
This week I watched a bunch of movies. I watched Sonic, and I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I watched Batman, and
Damn.
yeah.
That's like 7 hours worth of movie in 1 week.
It was. Well, I spaced it out. I still.
Yeah.
I got in a little bit of triangle strategy. I'm not done yet, so not really much.
Max has had it with this game.
It's probably gonna be another couple weeks, because I probably won't get to play as much in the next couple weeks because of house stuff, but I caught up on some of the animes I mentioned last week, so I'm not going to mention them. I finished My Trusted Darling, and I'm probably going to have to go see if there's a manga of that. So, because I don't know if there's going to be a season 2. Is there going to be a season 2 of that?
I have no idea.
It's really good.
I think I'm just guessing that they would make another one. I'm not sure if there's like manga material behind it, but just based off the fact that I think there was at times it was actually more popular than Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, and Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan are already established, you know.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they just said like, hey, we're gonna be printing money if we do another season, so might as well do it. So
I don't know how like viewing numbers are, because I know it is a slice of life and those are typically less popular, but this is a genre of anime that I actually do really enjoy. It's more of like the smaller interpersonal connection stories instead of big flashy stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that show does a really good job of getting that stuff, developing the characters and the relationships. The one I did watch one whole anime this week, which is the Danganronpa the anime, which is the anime version of.
Did you say Danganronpa?
Danganronpa.
I thought you were getting in the 420 spirit of here.
It was a short anime based off of a PS3 game that's on the PS4, and now you probably play it on the PS5. It is pretty good, but honestly, I just say play the game, because while the anime does get a lot, of the anime, the anime gets a lot of the game. It really, to condense it to 12 episodes, you cut out a lot of like the character development, right? So they each episode or each trial, because the gist of the anime is 16 or 15 kids locked in a high school, and they are told they have to live there for the rest of their lives unless they graduate. The graduate condition is they have to murder one of their classmates and get away with murder to be able to get released. Once the murder takes place, there's a short investigation period followed by a trial. If the trial is unsuccessful, then everybody else dies, and the person that committed the murder gets to walk out free. And
terrible graduation rate.
Yeah. You get each one of those phases, and they kind of just like, as they're going through each of the arcs, throw in, oh, these are the clues. So if you ever plan on playing the game, I don't recommend watching the anime until after, because it literally tells you how to beat each of the chapters. But it was okay. Just, yeah. While it captured the spirit, definitely play the game. And if you don't plan on playing the game, then it's a 12 episode anime, so it's worth the watch. And it's kind of gory, but they do a hyper stylized violence, because I guess if they actually did, like, for example, the blood is pink, like neon pink, and I think if they actually did the actual colors, it would be pretty gruesome in some spaces. But but the stylizing helps like tone it down a little bit. The music's really good though, which is directly from the game as well. So
I'm a fan of good music in shows and games. So.
yeah,
It's a good show.
That's pretty much it.
What's the name of this show again? Because I think this one actually sounds a little interesting.
Danganronpa. There's only there's season
Crunchyroll?
1 is Crunchyroll has a sub and a dub. They have the first game and the third game. Because apparently the second game story is too complex to condense into a show. So they're like, watch the first anime, then play the second game, and then watch the third anime to be able to get the whole story. But I haven't watched the third season yet. I'm gonna go probably play the second game eventually. I have it on my PS4. It's a murderous good time.
All right.
Can I jump in with some breaking news that I have just seen on Twitter?
Oh, let's hear it.
What's up? Elon Musk by Twitter?
No. Worse.
Oh
Worse.
no.
No, not serious worse. Just to me personally worse.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse got delayed from October to June 2nd, 2023.
Oh, what?
I did not know that this shirt would be fitting with sad Spider-Man.
Well,
wow, Disney, what are you doing?
Sony.
well, yeah, that one's Sony, right?
Hey, come on now.
No, Disney would never do that.
Disney would never do that?
You know,
They would force
What they
me out.
did? Didn't they delay Black Panther?
Oh, the new one?
Everything's delayed.
Yeah.
How do you hear about
Yeah,
that?
Well, this is more important than Black Panther.
true. It's true.
I'm not surprised though, because I thought the first Spider-Verse took him like a really long time to make, and so I was kind of surprised that they were going to animate like another movie so fast. So I was actually surprised, but it makes sense to me that it's delayed.
Jonathan looks like he's gonna go drown himself because of this news.
for the viewer or the listeners, audio only listeners. Yeah. Jonathan has a beach background, and he got up to go to his background. And it looked like he was about to jump in the water.
Anywho, sorry. I'll have to come up with some sound effect or something for if breaking news ever happens, like
Bing.
a siren or something. Yeah.
Bing bong.
Pretty late in the day too. Damn.
No bing bongs. Did you guys see the TMNT Cowabunga
Yes.
collection,
yes,
the limited edition?
No.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my god,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's glorious.
Is it a pizza box?
I have not seen it. Explain it.
You should look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, it's a lot. But if you're into collecting stuff,
yeah,
and you're into Ninja Turtles,
well, just so the listeners can know what we're
Yeah.
talking about, because I don't even know what we're talking about.
it's
Oh my god.
$100,
Oh, wow.
and the regular game is $39.99, but it comes with a lot of stuff.
I'll come all this out, but here, George, I'll throw in the Discord real quick if you want to look at it. There's like-
Oh, well, I can't click
Cool
it.
looking box.
If I click it, then I'm gonna probably cover up our screen. So
Okay, never mind.
yeah, well, just like what's the highlights? Is there a statue? Is there like a pizza box or I don't
It
know.
comes with like a diorama thing. I
do you
think.
get a pet rat called Splinter? Or,
and a book. I think it's like a 200-page book.
okay, like a art book. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
perfect.
But
All right.
anywho, sorry, I didn't mean to throw everyone off.
No, that was
Continue.
okay.
It has some pins in it, some lithograms, a swanky box.
Alright.
Bunch of stuff.
Why?
Spider-Man. Yeah, and
Remind me.
and for the listeners too, I think all of us are a fan of the Spider-Verse, but I know personally for me, Spider-Verse is probably one
It's
of
like the best superhero movie.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
the
I don't
best
know if it's
superhero-
The best superhero movie, definitely the best Spider-Man movie.
it's the best superhero movie for me, and I personally think that it is the top 5 all-time movie for me. Actually, I mean,
Oh wow.
I mean it's yeah, and this is me like judging it on, like, and maybe there's other movies that are technically better, but I liked just so many things about it, like the music, the visuals, the story, the symbolism, you know.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a
I
perfect movie.
love that
believe
movie.
There's people that actually don't like that movie.
I can't believe it.
They're
Which
probably,
one?
they're
Not-
probably Snyder Bros.
Yeah, not in
Oh,
this,
that's true.
not in the universe that I accept. No.
I know some haters at my other job that are.
Oh,
Like,
then you need to quit
not
that job.
impressed. No.
Yeah, but anyway,
No.
let's move
Started
on.
by just in time. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's still doing his chip.
Let's move on because we are going to be talking about movies today, and
I have finished, but that's okay.
all right, Justin,
What
come
did I do
on
this-
down, come on down.
What did
you
I do this week? Well, for the viewers on YouTube, you can see my icon has changed because we finally know the way. But I indeed did go watch Sonic.
For the audio only listeners, please explain what you're talking about right now.
Well, I have changed my icon on Discord to Uganda Knuckles, and after watching Sonic, it makes sense because why not? But
There you
I did
go.
watch Sonic on Friday. I did not watch all those other movies because that's a lot. But
Yeah, it's a lot.
but I have. It's weird because I went to play my Switch and I went to go try to play one of the older games that I didn't. I started on Jonathan's Switch, and I started playing Stardew Valley for some random reason. And I've been
good.
Whoa.
Because it's good.
So I have been
really like that
working-
game. Yeah.
I have been working on my farm, and it's been a fun because I think like all day Sunday and some Monday I played some Stardew Valley, and I was, I got hooked for a good.
Don't you feel like
minute.
you're at work though, like just micromanaging
Yeah.
everything?
No. I felt bad because
It's very satisfying.
when I was playing, I was just like, I'm used to like Harvest Moon to where I don't have an energy bar, and I was just picking weeds, and then I passed out, and I was like, what the hell happened? And then it's like, oh, you ran out of energy, and then I ran out of energy, and I didn't have any money to buy any more seeds because I had to pay for my hospital bill, and it was a dilemma. So right now we're in a drought. Business is not a booming right now.
I have
So
like a
realistic.
Play the
long running
Stardew
farm
Valley board game.
online.
They played the board game, and now they're hooked on the video game.
Is it
I
a
mean-
board game?
Yeah, I got it around Christmas. We played a few times. Pretty good.
Me personally, as like a game developer, I don't know if you've heard about the story of like Stardew Valley, but the dude started making it because he was upset about the direction that Harvest Moon was going in, and so he just decided to start making his own game. And I don't know how long it took him. It took him a lot of years to make it, but I think he ended up just getting a lot of traction because he had like a bunch of builds, and he let people play it, and people also wanted to play Harvest Moon, but like the old Harvest Moon, and so he just started making it better, you know, step by step until like by the time he launched it, he already had like a huge following. So that's part of the reason why it was so successful, and plus because he just did a really good job. I think he even did like all the music and the art by himself too. It's pretty impressive.
Have you seen his next game?
I have not. I didn't know he was
He
making
announced-
another game.
Yeah, he announced it earlier this year. It's called the Haunted Chocolatier.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a similar type of game as Stardew Valley, except you're running a chocolate shop.
Hmm.
And so you go out into the environments, you harvest ingredients, still fight monsters.
You find
And you make-
exotic
you
chocolate.
Yeah, and you make your own chocolate and candy, and then you sell it in the shop. He's only done like one trailer, so there's not a lot out, but it looks really good.
I'm interested. I know that dude's super talented, so I'll check it out. But any other news, Justin?
No. What did I play? Stardew Valley. I have been playing WoW because that's just something I play on the side, and it doesn't help with the new stuff that just came out. But maybe we'll talk about that later. And just some Hearthstone because card games are cool, and I hate my life sometimes when I play that game because it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win, and then pay to win kicks in, or the heart of the cards, and then you never know.
Yeah, past a certain rank, everyone just spent like money on their decks.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I was creeping up on like diamond, and then just with my free to play cards, and then I'm just getting slapped around now. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna chill for a couple days. So, but yeah, that has been my week. I have not watched any of the Moon Knights and stuff because the person that I watch it with is busy with schoolwork. So we
Oh,
are waiting.
Anthony, where is he?
Yeah.
He is busy worshiping
Oscar Isaac's
Oscar
face?
Isaac's face. Yes, I could have sworn I saw a poster in his closet, but I could be wrong.
Next to his Derek Carr jersey.
Yep, it's like
I knew
kind of
it. I knew it.
like Hey Arnold. You know how he has like that shrine.
Yeah.
Football head.
He secretly, yeah. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. That's cool. So basically, you watch Sonic. Hey, didn't we all also watch Sonic?
What?
Segway.
So are we talking about Sonic, Batman, and everything everywhere all at once, or just
So-
Batman and Sonic?
I thought it was just video game movies.
I have-
Yeah. Let's start with Sonic because this one's fresh and
And oh, it's the one everyone has seen.
yeah, actually, yeah, I'm actually surprised.
I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's not very often that all of
We
us,
did it.
or even
We did
most
it.
of us, have seen a movie, and it just so happens every single one of us in this chat right now has seen Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's kind of a miracle. And then all of a sudden on this random, what is this, episode 8 is going to be, all of a sudden on episode 8, all of us just happened to go out and watch 2 movies that are in theaters. Almost all of us. Justin, I don't think you saw. Yeah, you didn't see everything.
No,
Everything all
but
the
if
time,
you
whatever.
guys you want to talk about that, I am totally fine with that because that is
Yeah.
probably something that I will probably watch like
Well,
2 years.
17 years from now, and then I'll be like, oh man, that was a good movie.
well, let's
Why
get
did-
into it.
I think we could talk about it and like not spoil anything because there's just so much happening in that movie.
I think
kinda
it's-
hard to-
I think it's hard to
to
spoil.
articulate.
It might be hard to spoil
Yeah.
too, but anyway. But before we go on, I do want to say that this is a spoiler warning. We are going to get into spoilers in this later on in this episode with at least Sonic, and let's just say Sonic right now. But this is going to be a spoiler episode for Sonic at least.
Spoiler special.
And
Spoiler
probably
special. Yeah. So if you guys are wanting to watch the movie, we'll you can come back on a later date or like, you know, and if you're gonna drop out, I hope you liked our nerd report because that's all you're gonna hear for now. But
I mean, that was still 30 minutes.
yeah, at least it's a 30-minute nerd report this time, not
If
an
you
hour
want it-
long nerd report.
If you guys want, I can do like what most podcasts do. Once I finish editing, I can put the timestamps like spoilers from here to here, and then you
Oh
can.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one. That's a nice way to do that.
I got the listeners,
You
all
got
4
this.
of them.
We're-
I got you guys.
Look at our podcast leveling up. Yeah. But anyway, I will attempt to get the conversation going with Sonic. I thought it was great. I left the theater in a great mood because I thought it was awesome. It made up for. I personally thought at the beginning it started off a little rough for me. I'm not gonna lie. The beginning was goofy, which I would have forgiven, you know, because technically it's supposed to be a kids movie. I think.
Don't say that in front of Jonathan.
Yeah, I think technically it might be considered a kids movie. In the middle, I got like almost embarrassed. I brought someone to the theater with me, and I was like, "Oh no, this movie's terrible." but it definitely picked up. It definitely picked up like 100%, and I am not disappointed. But that's what are your guys' thoughts on that? I'll leave my rant right there.
Well, what part? Since it's spoilers, what part in the middle were you embarrassed?
Tails, like when he has this first moment with Sonic, like he skids in with a car, and then Tails like just peeks his head out like, I'm on your team, or like I'm on your side, and I thought that was like so childish, you know, because like I mean, to me it's like a way to replace, you know, like an actual like understanding of each other with just like some one line of dialogue that's like, okay, we're on the same team, I'm gonna run away with you, you know, and that's just like a little example where I thought a lot of the dialogue was just like really childish. But again, that part is I kind of forgave it because, you know, it's supposed to be a children's movie. But the part that I thought was like just way too crazy was like the whole wedding scene, and I thought it was just like I thought it was
True.
just like so random, really really pointless, and also it kind of made no sense because like Tails said like he's not like a hands-on person, and it turns out he has like a freaking one-shot blaster in his pocket. And he's like not a hands-on person. Like why would this like nerd have this gun and be like afraid to do stuff? But anyway, that's the
He
part.
had
But
he
Just
had
in
his
case.
he had his noisy cricket like Men in Black, the little tiny
that's
gun that blows.
exactly what I thought of. I was like this guy Tails is. Yeah, he acts like the nerd, but secretly he's strapped. He's strapped with this with his cricket, whatever. Yeah, but that was like the scene that actually just like way too random, didn't make sense, and it was like unnecessary for the movie. It reminded me of how the Transformers movies where like they try to put in like the human stuff that people don't really care about. That was like just like a part that I didn't really care about. But then after
Yeah.
that, it was actually after the wedding scene was actually the best part of the movie for me, and it was like really good after that. But that's my opinion.
Like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, so you only like the last like 20-25 minutes?
No, that was it?
Yeah.
It was only
Because
25 minutes after that.
they're already in Hawaii. Like they finished the temple stuff and everything already by that point.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because that's when they cage them and then they take them away.
No, but after the wedding
was-
was
it
after the
was
wedding
really
they did the
goofy.
temple stuff and
No,
they had the big boss fight, right? Yeah, I think the. Oh wait, it was kind of happening at the same time, right? It was like bouncing back and
because
forth.
the shit. Now I don't even know if I remember right. I thought the temple stuff was earlier because they were in the mountains in the snow, and then
No,
they
no,
landed in Hawaii.
I remember.
Yeah, because you got to get the ring. They lost the ring.
No,
Portal.
Yeah.
that
when
temple
he-
thing happened after.
After the wedding stuff, that's when he runs across the water to the conveniently located island
Yeah.
off the coast of Hawaii.
Signed
Because
the wrong order.
because the wedding scene that happened because they were trying to free Sonic and Tails from the cages. They were in the cage the whole time,
Right.
and then they
There
went to the
was-
temple, or Sonic
There
went
was
to the
temple stuff happening, but that was Knuckles and
Yeah.
Robotnik.
Mega Man.
Oh, all right,
Yeah,
my bad.
but like I said, like I still really like the movie, especially considering that since we're talking about it as a video game movie, the community is kind of like hoping that these video game movies are good because we want to see more of them, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
but
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I'm kind of amazed that they were able to get two pretty good movies out of a Sonic video games, just
Yeah.
because they kind of don't really have that much of a story.
Yeah.
But like it felt like a video game when it needed to feel like a video game, and
Exactly.
I mean-
yes.
I mean,
yes.
yeah, I mean I could have done without the human stuff, but you gotta have someone in there, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that was okay, and
It's like
then
the Transformer solution.
yeah,
They just-
and then I kind of briefly mentioned this to Jonathan at work the other day, but I watched the show SWAT because sometimes I watch TV like a 70-year-old person on CBS. And Shamar Moore, he's the dude who plays the guy who turns out to be the agent that's getting married.
Mhm.
He's in SWAT. But
Yeah.
when he popped up in there, and I was like, "Oh, a different thing. You're finally not a police officer."
I know him as a police officer from. Isn't he a cop in like some show?
He's
It's
in
not-
a
it's
cop in
not.
a bunch of shows.
I just know SWAT. That's the only show that
Okay.
I know.
What was his name?
Shamar Moore, because Shamar Moore, but he did soap operas for a long time in the 90s. Because
Yeah.
that's how I started watching SWAT, because my mom watched SWAT because he was in the soap operas, and then I caught up part of an episode and I was like, this actually isn't half bad, and then like I watch it now. It's an entertaining show, but
He was in
it-
Criminal Minds as well.
but it's CBS, so it's probably like action for like it's like crazy action for like 70-year-olds.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, like I liked it. I don't mind all the childish stuff. And sorry, Jonathan, but yes, the movie is meant for children. It's not meant for 30-year-olds.
It's not excuse.
It, you know, it. They definitely they definitely made sure that I knew that it was a kids movie because the previews for that, the trailers for that movie were like all hella childish, like way more childish than Sonic was. And I was like, oh man, maybe that's part of like why I felt embarrassed for a little bit, 'cause
Wait, wasn't Top Gun in front of that?
Top Gun was in front of it, yeah, but other than that, that was very childish.
Top Gun is for boys because it's jets.
Mm.
Like like the first Top Gun, it's just like a PG-13 movie. Like the only action is just like some stuff blowing up, and like planes blowing up and stuff like that. So there's no blood, there's no cursing or anything like that.
It's just Paramount's next big move. That's about to fit
Yeah.
Sonic because they're
And
both
it's gonna
Paramount.
and it's gonna be great. I already know. But anywho, also, I am a sucker, and it brought joy to my heart to watch Jim Carrey overact like crazy.
It's been a while.
I loved it.
Yeah, he overacted more than he did in the previous one. So I'm glad that they gave him more to do. And that stuff makes me happy because that's the Jim Carrey that I love watching. Like, even if not everything works, like, you can tell that dude is trying his best to be crazy. And
He's the best part of that movie.
And
no, he's not. He is not.
He is.
He is not.
He is. He is.
No,
He is.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just are a sucker for the silky voice of your Idris Elba.
No,
What the effect that have on women?
no.
but we
No,
have
I am a sucker for someone who says very stupid things sounding serious.
Hella seriously, right? Yeah.
Yes.
dot.
Yeah.
Dot, dot, dot.
A week later, everyone understands.
Yeah.
I get that reference.
No, but just like all the stuff, like even his like goofy examination of baseball at the end of the movie, like everything was so dead serious with him, and I love it. So
basically,
yeah.
he's Drax.
I just had I had a really good time with the movie.
Deadpan characters are the best.
Yeah,
they are. I do like a really well done deadpan character. That's why Captain Holt's probably one of my favorites in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah,
it's part of a good. It's part of a good formula for like I think movies that people like too. I remember seeing like a review, a little bit off topic, but kind of on topic. But I remember seeing a review of Guardians of the Galaxy, and they basically I think it was honest reviews though, actually, and they basically said like all the characters in Guardians of the Galaxy was like directly parallel to the Avengers movie, right? Like Thor and Drax are both like the deadpan characters that like you're like
yeah.
like
but yeah, I had a good time with Sonic.
Yeah,
like I did not expect it to. I mean, like the first one I thought was pretty good, but for like a kid's, sorry, Jonathan, but a kid's video game movie, a kid's video game movie, like I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. I don't know if it's a great movie, but I had fun with the first one. This one, I thought that they kind of improved almost everything.
As a video game movie, I think we need more movies like this that perform this well and like kind of capture the video game like this well.
The essence.
Yeah.
You haven't watched Uncharted?
Oh, I watched that, but I haven't played the game though. So I mean, I guess I can't make the same.
You're disconnected then. You don't have to worry about nitpicking and.
Yeah.
No, but briefly about Uncharted, like I'm not sure they cast the right two people to be those characters.
Mm-hmm.
But like the actual tone and what the movie was, I thought was not spot on to the games, but I thought they did a pretty good job at like capturing the spirit of the games.
Yeah.
And that's why I did not hate it like a lot of people did who love the video games.
But Mark.
Yeah, you have to watch it.
Yep.
Justin, do you have anything to add about the Sonic movie? I know you watched it, but haven't said much yet. I don't think.
Oh no, I did enjoy it, but I do kind of agree with the whole the wedding thing was like super unnecessary. Like they could have just done got to Hawaii, and instead of the whole rescue thing, they could have just like did something different and made it better. But other than that, like, and I think the whole part with his assistant and the Dwayne, that part was a little unnecessary as well. That's a test bagel. But I actually did like. I was talking to Jonathan about it. I did like how they kept, even though along with Jim Carrey, like his acting was. You can tell he had a lot of fun doing that role, but like I really liked that they tried to keep to the video game. So like if you've seen like the robot, right? They tried to keep like what it looked like in the video game, like the
Yeah.
mustache and like even with his like what's it called? Like all his electronics and stuff, the interface, it showed like his face with the mustache and like it just tried to keep everything closest to the game and I thought that was really cool. Really cool and it was I really enjoyed it. I felt like me and Jonathan were the only ones laughing,
Yeah.
but
A lot of the jokes were over the kids' heads.
oh yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's
Pretty
funny
well.
because we watched that and they did the it's the worst and I was like, oh great.
Yeah.
And they
Literally was the only one laughing when he did that. I was like, really? No one else here has seen Parks and Rec? Come on.
They made
And I
it.
don't-
They made a joke about Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel in the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah,
I was like,
that is.
I was like, the kids aren't gonna get this. Who gets this? I was,
That one's,
It's
that
probably
one's
the
for
best
the
joke
adults.
For the older crowd.
it wasn't a funny joke, but I chuckled just the fact that they put it in
was
the movie.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That was the best joke in the movie.
Oh,
And
man.
they even had, and this is not a political thing. This is just a reference to something political that happened. But they had a Trump reference in the movie that I was the only one in the theater that laughed at,
Oh my god.
and it
Was
killed
it?
me.
Which part?
It's towards the end after like Sonic is disabled. They've disabled his machine,
Mhm.
and then he looks at Sonic and he goes, "Hey." Jim Carrey says, "Hey, I did bad things. You did bad things. There were good people on both sides."
Oh, the both sides thing. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
That one cracked me up too.
Oh man, yeah. It's almost like the second half of the movie wasn't for the kids, and the first half of the movie was for kids.
And then they had one joke early. They had one joke early on that made me laugh because it was an adult joke, but I think it went over some people's heads too. When he's in the boat when they're doing the fishing at the start,
Mm-hmm.
and Sonic falls in the water and he thinks he's drowning and he says, "Don't look in my closet."
Oh yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
I laughed at that part. Nobody else laughed at that part because I was watching with a bunch of kids.
What a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, dummies.
Yeah. Stupid.
Much too good for children.
What about you, Jonathan? Anything to add about the movie? I think you actually talked a little bit, but just making sure you got everything out with Sonic.
I enjoyed the movie. I think it was a little too long.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was too long. It should have been like an hour and a half. Mainly, all the people parts. They should just cut it. I was telling Max at work. I was like, if they had did what they should have did was the intro, and then once they go to the wedding, then we don't see them until they come back for the wedding. Kind of like one of those things where the kid's on a crazy adventure and the parent comes back, "What did you do this
Okay.
weekend?" And you're
Right.
like, "Oh, and then it should have just been an epic adventure with Sonic and Tails looking for the Chaos Emerald or the Master Emerald. They could have did like an Uncharted thing or like a National Treasure thing where they're.
I mean, it practically was. It turns
Yeah,
into
but- well,
Legend of the Hidden
and-
Temple at one point.
And those were the best parts, but it just felt like they had focused so much on what the humans were doing at the stupid wedding instead of giving Sonic and Tails more time. They could have added more destinations, more clues to make that journey more impactful. Instead, they're like, "Oh nope, I got a ring, right there, right the emerald,
I actually like.
another ring."
Yeah, I agree that the human parts were the parts that were lacking in the movie, but I wouldn't go so far to say that it should have been taken out altogether and give that time more to Sonic and the rest. Because, I mean, I think they could have just done something better with the human side, in my opinion.
Maybe.
Because I
think
do like the.
only,
Oh, go ahead.
the only humans that I would have accepted beside were, Jim Carrey, obviously, Dr.
Right.
Robotnik, main villain, and then his assistant, because he was pretty funny. And his
I like.
I don't know if you guys got his coffee shop reference, the Mean Bean, which is actually
Yeah, it's a game.
it's a game.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a couple little Easter eggs sprinkled out throughout.
Yeah.
It was just like what would they have done? Like it should have focused on the journey more than the wedding. I unless they were gonna have him with them, which I don't think would have worked very well. They should have just left Cyclops at the wedding and then brought it back at the end because
Honestly,
there's
honestly,
funny parts during the wedding, but it was largely unnecessary.
honestly, and this is just me personally, I didn't care for the wedding stuff. It's whatever, but I think you needed that break, just because I feel like Sonic was kind of like almost like the Ryan Reynolds character to me.
Okay.
Like if the movie was just him just like quippy joke the entire movie, I might not have liked it as much. I would have got tired of it.
Well, I
So
mean, they could have gave more screen time to, Knuckles and Dr. Robotnik because
the other side is just quippy and jokes and quippy, like it's just like a nice little break, so the whole movie isn't just like constant one-liners and like it's. I mean, it's.
But I mean, there was also a bunch of like gags, so it wasn't really like a break from the comedy. It was just different kind of comedy. Like there were some gags at the wedding that I laughed at because they were stupid, but I mean, they should have done something. Obviously, they should have done something different.
I think they should have done something different, but with the human characters. I don't think that the human characters should have been taken away. I just think,
I didn't think they were largely necessary in the first one, honestly. Obviously, they had to have somebody with Sonic because it would have. I don't know what they would have done with him by himself. You need interaction with somebody, but I think this one and even the next one, the humans will be even more
involved,
useless because now you have Tails and Knuckles filling different roles. They don't need the humans.
Well, I think like the point of, and I'm probably thinking way deeper than they are on these movies, but I think the humans are also necessary there because they're the ones that interact with like the government officials.
Which that stupid, also stupid. Why are we still talking about the Olive Garden?
It was. I thought it was a decent callback. I don't know. Lewis, help us. Lewis, help us out here. Like tie break this for us because we're arguing about
I enjoyed it, but it was also the worst movie that I watched this week.
Wow. You ain't gotta say it like that. Damn.
Oh, sorry. You saw essentially a masterpiece and then a super great movie. Yes, it's probably going to be third.
Hey, my statement is not unfactual.
Lewis, help us out here. We need a third party to talk about like the movie.
Lewis, bring us back.
Yeah, bring us.
I know for sure that this movie has like probably one of my favorite like ending credits, like I guess intros, with where they kind of like do the whole movie in kind of like 2D Sonic, like the original game.
Yeah.
It was like real cool, and it went really well with the Kid Cudi music. I just thought that it like pulled like a lot of heartstrings in me, being that like Sonic was like a real like big start in my like I guess gaming thing when I was a child, playing Sonic 2 back then, music. Also, during the final boss fight, I kind of hoped that they would like throw like a little montage music for the Death Egg robot to the second game. I thought they would like kind of like hopefully they'll do like some remix to the song or something. But it was still cool overall with the final fight with Sonic turning Super Sonic or Super Saiyan mode or whatever.
They made that badass actually.
That's pretty cool.
That was actually a badass scene, to be honest. Yeah.
I'm glad they did it. I would have been wrong if they didn't do it because I mean I guess there's not a lot of story to the Sonic, but that is one of
there isn't.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the thing.
So that's
There's some. There's
That's why
some.
Well, I know there is some, but that's why I'm surprised they've gotten like 2 like coherent films
so you
out of
guys.
it, and I'm sure there's going to be a third after how well this one's done.
There's TV shows.
I mean,
You guys
I think
actually.
Jim Carrey's coming back though.
the ones after the Genesis and like not the Saturn, Dreamcast and
Yes.
later Sonic stuff has
I guess
stories.
3D.
Not all of them are good, but
You guys are actually perfectly helping me segue into my point that I kind of wanted to make about this movie. In my opinion, so it's well known that video game movies struggle in general, right? Sonic is almost like a outlier, but in my opinion, I'm starting to believe that game movies or game shows like on the TV screen actually might have a better chance of success when the source material isn't actually like a story that people are familiar with. You know, maybe it was actually easier for them to make a Sonic movie because they can make a story on their own. All they have to do is capture the characters. They don't have to capture like a storyline. You know what I mean? And I was gonna say that about Halo too, because I personally am enjoying Halo, but to be honest, like Halo has never really been like a story franchise, except for maybe Reach, which is why I kind of like Reach the most.
Yeah.
But Halo, in my opinion, has never really been like a story franchise. Like there is story to the games, but I think if you asked a lot of people, they wouldn't know what number 1, number 2, or maybe even number 3 were really about, right? Like they know the bad guys, but they don't know like a real story to it.
So much of the world building is like off the game. It's like you read a comic or a book or something like that. Like, that's where they establish more of the characters and stuff.
Yeah. So that's what kind of makes me concerned. I'll finish ranting a little bit and I'll let you guys like talk about it. But what a little concern of mine is that, you know, like when before I started watching Halo, I felt like no one was going to be satisfied with Halo because people are already too connected with it. Now, The Last of Us is having a show coming out soon, which is very story heavy on the game. That's why people like it. So I'm fearful that is going to be a show that nobody is going to be satisfied with because it's not going to be the same story that they played on the game. You know, and like Sonic is not like that, right? There's you collect rings, you get to the end, you defeat Robotnik, and that's the game. And so they can make a story however they want as long as it has like those things in it, right? And it can make a good movie. So, what are your guys' thoughts about this? That's kind of my overall theory that I have.
I'm gonna compare video game fans to Star Wars fans right now.
Okay, I think it's fair. Go for it.
No, because like when the recent Tomb Raider movie came out, I enjoyed it. It's not the best movie, but I had fun with it. But a lot of the complaints I saw was, oh, they just stole action scenes from the video game.
Yeah.
And then when Uncharted came out, it was they did not steal enough action scenes from the video game. So I do agree with you, George. Like I think that the best ones can come from ones that don't have like an actual story attached to them. Because if they have a story attached to them, there's going to be certain story points that they want those movies to hit. And if those movies do not do those stories at all or hit those points, then they just see it as a failure. Like Mortal Kombat from 1995, it's not that great of a movie, but I do think it's one of the better video game movies just because like it knows what it is and it knows what it has to be. And that is, you get these people here to fight, and then the movie's over.
Less powers.
Yeah, and like I think we're having a really good episode today because everything is actually kind of staying on track. But what I was gonna say is, Jonathan, I think you were talking about during your nerd report how about the anime that you were watching that was based off a game, but they said that like part of the game just couldn't be translated over to anime because the game was like too complex in some points, right? I think
that's the second game.
Yeah, like I think you know, games and TV screen media does not work the same, right?
Yeah.
So I think Yeah. So
Well, I think with TV you have more time to expand on some stuff
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I would.
It's
because
when it goes
movie,
to
yeah,
movie.
because movies you have probably at most
Wow.
2 hours
Yeah.
to try and get from like point A to point B. When you play the video game, you probably spent like Uncharted's probably like what 9, 11 hours altogether when you
Yeah.
play the games. So that's why I think the Last of Us TV show, I think they're going to be okay just because they have more time to spread out that story.
Let's be real.
But it's the internet, so
The
they
Last of Us stuff is gonna be probably way worse because it's Last of Us.
Worse in what way?
Like are gonna nitpick the hell out of that show.
I mean, they already are because like the characters don't look
Because
like
of
the characters.
casting. Yeah.
Yeah, the casting. I mean,
But yeah, I think TV shows have the advantage of having more time to flesh out a story and the characters than a movie does. Because the movies kind of have to like try to like get you pretty quick, and then from there they just do whatever story that they want to tell. But they have to get your attention real quick, so you're not going to get a lot of the background stuff from some of the characters sometimes.
I was kind of talking with I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was talking about somebody about how TV shows kind of nowadays is like they're really short, like compared to
oh, you were
like
talking. We
The
talked
Fox
about it
series.
last Sunday.
yeah, like just normal TV shows back in the day was like what 20, 24 episodes
24
sometimes,
episodes. Yeah.
and then I look at your episodes now is like you have to try to
9.
capture that audience in like maybe 3 to 4 episodes, or you either lose them.
Well,
The
because
zoomer attention spans.
Yeah,
consuming, like
yeah. But
you
still,
watch it
like
24
TikTok,
episodes
I
of
blame
time,
TikTok.
I still want longer
It's that way.
seasons. Like I enjoy those FX shows, but man, dude, 8 episodes is too short. 10 episodes is too short.
I disagree, but I like that.
Yeah.
I told you I like the
Remedy
show.
is fine.
Like you get shows for what 2 months, and then you get another
But
season for a whole another year. It's not like
okay,
it's
but how
not
long are your
like
animes though?
they're short, but they're more often.
And a lot of them are one shot.
Yeah, well, some of them if it's a one shot, that's fine. But even then, sometimes.
Or do you
the
want more
animes-
of that?
Sometimes I do, yes. Sometimes I
Yeah.
don't. But it really depends on the show. But that could be said for regular TV shows. Like if it's good, I want more. Honestly.
Yeah. See, but I
Better
think
to keep it
that's
short.
maybe that's the design.
I
Maybe-
think
Okay.
for TV shows, I think it's better to leave you wanting more than making you feel like they did not
Overdo it.
I want to be satisfied.
No,
That's
well, you're
what
never
I
going to
want.
be satisfied.
Yes, I can
No,
be.
you cannot satisfy every single person when you make a
Well,
TV show.
Well, I just want to be satisfied. Everybody else.
Like I prefer like the HBO, the Showtime, the FX. Like, if you cannot tell your story in 13 hours, then you probably should not be making that show.
But at least
I 100% agree with that.
With like the HBO shows, like they're an hour, right? So maybe there's 8 hours or 10 or sorry 8 episodes, 10 episodes, but they're 45 minutes. Like FX, I mean I guess some of them, but like Archer is 22 minutes.
Archer does not even have like that much of a running storyline.
I don't care. It's still really good, but that's not the only one. There's shows that have really short seasons.
I'm deleting what you just said because it's stupid.
Shut up. It's not stupid. Rewinding a little bit though, about movies and video games, I think it goes both ways though, right? Because whenever you try and adapt to a video game, it doesn't work for similar reasons because they're either using the movie as like a face and doing whatever they want with it, and they're just kind of trying to get it out in time to release with the movie and it's not good, or you're just rehashing the movie and it's like bare bones and it's good. So when those go from movie to TV show or from video game to TV show, it works out pretty well. But when you go, movie and and video game, there's
See,
a lot more hiccups.
Yeah, my thing is, if like you've already played the video game, why do you want to watch exactly the same thing?
Yeah, no, I don't, and I don't.
No, not you, but I mean, just mean like in general, like
And I
The
think
fan base.
with
yeah,
and that was kind of the I mean that was my issue with the Danganronpa anime, and then also as much as I really enjoyed it, and I admit it wasn't a great movie, the Ratchet and Clank movie. Like they did a really good job of capturing the characters. They got the cast, but essentially it was just a compilation of all the cutscenes
The
from the
cutscenes.
actual video game. Um, and I would have preferred a Ratchet and Clank movie where they're just going on a different adventure, because that series lends to you have these characters and they can go do anything. Like it does, they don't have to do the same story. Um,
it's
See,
described Uncharted.
I think
Yeah.
see, I think
Yeah,
your
no,
I think your feelings are valid, but you kind of just like took a side on what Max was saying. Like some people are
No,
gonna get
no.
mad when there's not new stuff, and some people are gonna get mad when there's like no original stuff, or like there is new stuff.
Well,
So.
it just depends on like the franchise, right? Um, Tomb Raider.
Does
think,
it? Like,
No,
maybe.
but it does. No, it does though, because like some franchises lend better to, doing your own story, and I don't know, some of them you kind of want to stick to the source material, maybe. But I think I'd err on the side of I'd rather have the characters be the same, and just be like, okay, these are the characters, and this is just another story, that they did. Uncharted should have been super easy. It's an Indiana Jones movie. Like they could have did
It was easy.
anything.
No, but if you make an Indiana Jones movie, then they're just gonna say,
Yeah, it's not the
"Oh,
same
it's
movie."
another Indiana Jones movie."
Well, I mean, they could still get that, but I'm saying that's the format, though, right? They're on an adventure to get some treasure, and shit happens.
Did you see the movie? Because that's what happens.
No, I
Yeah.
know. I haven't seen the movie, but I played Uncharted, and like they didn't need to do a prequel, or rehash the same stories that the games did. They could have just, I mean, Drake's
You
been
need to
on.
watch it. You need to watch it.
That's exactly what they did.
No, I know. I'm saying that I didn't see the movie, so I don't have a negative or positive opinion. I think the thing that people got hung up on it was the casting, necessarily the story itself.
Spider-Man. Everyone was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man and Cade Yeager.
They could have at least put a mustache on him on Marky Mark.
Again, you have to watch the movie.
I'm watching it.
At hot take, Uncharted was better than Sonic 2.
I'm sure it was. Like I
It's not a good
enjoyed.
movie.
I enjoyed.
I'm not mad at the take.
I enjoyed Sonic for what it was, but it
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little too
get
different.
to enjoying a bad movie.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree, but I also would not disagree with
Yeah.
your take.
Same.
Like, I think they were about the same to me.
No,
Like-
Uncharted is way better.
Splitting
It's much more
hairs.
watchable. I'll never watch Sonic 2 again.
What?
Yeah,
Dang.
I probably wouldn't either, honestly.
There goes your invite to the Idris Elba fan club viewing.
But they are making a Knuckles TV show, right? Or
Is that-
on Paramount
Spin-off.
Plus.
It's
Are they
spin-off.
really?
Yes.
I mean, supposedly.
Well, they have
Oh,
to get my
man.
subscription somehow.
Yes. So far, Sony is like killing it with the video game the use of their video game
They're going
IP
all
with
in,
movies.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're already making a third Sonic movie, and they have that that spin-off series too for Knuckles.
Sony's Paramount, or Sonic is Paramount. Oh,
Yeah, I did see it was Paramount. Is that separate? They're still using Idris Elba for the Paramount.
Paramount's Paramount.
Wait,
Sony's-
Sonic is not.
That's why they have the rings
Oh, wait.
go over the.
Yes, I misspoke. I didn't mean to say
and
Sony.
also
I know
Sega.
Sonic. I know.
Sonic is Sega, so.
Yeah, I misspoke because I was thinking about I think Uncharted. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, maybe they'll throw Sonic in Halo.
Well, they put Godzilla and King Kong inside Call of Duty, so it's possible.
I think they're just biting off of Fortnite because Fortnite does that so well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, all those characters are on Fortnite. Just make a
What I
Fortnite movie.
mean, like, it would be pretty funny if you're playing Call of Duty and then you get stepped on by Godzilla. Like, to watch it happen to somebody. You know what I mean?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll
Like, I don't
see.
wanna
I'm
play
sure I'm
as
gonna
them.
see a bunch of streamer clips over the next few weeks.
No, actually, that seems like something Battlefield should do, right?
Exactly.
Like, because they have those big maps with all the crazy shit happening, like
Yeah.
Godzilla coming out of the ocean and changing up the map,
Battlefield does seem to have like a dinosaur fetish too.
like that seems more Battlefield than Call of Duty.
They have the huge like crocodile in number 3 or 4 in the water.
I heard about that. Yeah. That's like an Easter egg, right? It shows up every once in a while. Yeah. Okay.
But as an aside to this, kind of like how George was, he never played Uncharted, but he enjoyed the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was with the Warcraft movie. Like, I've never played Warcraft, but I actually really liked that movie a lot.
Really?
Pretty good.
I saw
Me and
that.
Lewis were like,
I saw that movie and I thought there was like really good elements to it, but I forgot what I disliked about it. I think it was actually just the acting. I think the acting was like really bad in that movie, but the animation, the humans, like I think the.
I just like the story.
It was
thought
just
it-
a little, it was
Oh
a
yeah,
little
for
rough,
sure.
but
I didn't know about that story, but I really liked the story, and I think that's why I thought like it had the potential to be so much better in my opinion. But
yeah.
But-
Now, see, Warcraft is is a video game that I would want to see them taking the stories from the video game and putting them on screen, because a lot of that stuff is just dialogue and cutscenes, so you don't really get to see it acted out.
yeah,
And I will preface this by saying that I'm not comparing the two, but I had a similar feeling watching that I did Lord of the Rings, in that I did not know the material beforehand, but when the movie was over, like, I immediately wanted to see what happened after.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Actually, I remember.
Yeah,
seeing
I think I watched it with Lewis and Justin. I think.
the Warcraft movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then as soon as the credits started, I was like, "Where's the rest?"
Well, it's
Expansions.
yeah,
cutscenes,
expansions. Well, Blizzard kind of just, I mean, they were kind of overtaking some of that movie as well. Like, they were watching it and making sure things were kind of done right. Because I got to see some of the clip when I did go to BlizzCon that one time. So, I mean, if they're gonna put their name out there, I don't think they're gonna, like, you know what I mean. And they're just really good at storytelling in general. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it depends on who you ask, but most of the time,
I would say they're pretty good at storytelling. I mean, for a long time, they've been known for even just their cutscenes, the stories that you can tell in those little vignettes.
speaking of cutscenes, my boy Arthas is making a comeback, but that's a side note.
No, I was about to say like, I know this is kind of a transition, but if y'all want to talk about your Warcraft stuff, go for it.
I really feel bad, but I think we should cut it off
Oh,
before we get into it.
After show,
I'm okay
after
with that.
show.
I'm not trying to discriminate against Warcraft. Maybe if we can, maybe we could talk about it next week. But
We'll get Anthony here too.
It'll be
oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
nose.
there we go.
So my quick thing before, this just
Okay.
kind of goes back to the Sonic,
Mhm.
but like when he's kind of like on the mushroom planet
Yeah,
and he opens up the ring, and I thought maybe I was the only one that caught it when he talked to Knuckles, and this is another reason why I have changed my picture when he's like, I can show you the way. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but I caught that and I was dying.
He didn't say it.
He didn't know. He said it went because he says,
said,
"Where did
"I
you
can
get the?"
show you the way.
Yeah,
I don't remember
I don't remember him
because
saying that.
I don't remember because I actually found out about the meme for Ugandan Knuckles after I watched the movie. You know, so
What?
Oh my
I
God.
didn't know about the meme. Yeah, I saw the movie and then someone was like, all I could think about is Idris Elba, Ugandan Knuckles or something like that, and I was like, what? What is that? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, this is terrible.
George-
This is a terrible piece of internet.
George, you
Oh,
I feel like a young man again because I knew something before he did.
George needs to go explore VR chat some more.
Oh, yeah. I need more.
Then-
You're saying I
yeah.
need more shit in my in my
There
life.
needs
Yeah.
more clicks.
And then it was
Okay.
a dumb joke, but I also love that he named his sidekick The Rock Stone.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Get him,
That
Stone.
Wasn't that his?
That's
like
just his
his-
actual name.
Like his
His
Wilson.
Wilson? Yeah,
No,
his Wilson.
Yeah.
but his henchman's name was Stone, though.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
That's
Yeah, that's what made his a replacement.
that's
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That was
Well.
very Knuckles of you.
Intercept will be proud.
We have crushed the baseball.
I will jump
Base-
on this thing.
The baseball. I have won.
He also gave me another reason to think baseball's really dumb. Also, so
Oh, when he's like,
when he's like, if I end up where I start, what's the point of running?
Yeah.
I have
Knuckles is
captured the
so
first base.
philosophical.
I have captured the second base.
All
I
right.
think you guys liked him more than you want to admit.
I didn't say I did.
Knuckles, if like I said, if Knuckles wasn't in that movie, it would have been like
I like.
bad.
Yeah. I like Knuckles, but I don't want to talk about it because I can't capture the enthusiasm quite as well as you guys can.
Oh no, I fully enjoyed Knuckles,
He
Yeah.
was the best part of that movie.
but my hand is
And,
not very.
and him and
Okay.
Sir, earlier you said Robotnik was the best part of that.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
were-
We
they
could
were-
fact check this.
You guys,
listeners at home.
You
Yeah.
guys all
You what,
think
man?
it's-
No. I
to
said
be fair, they were in a lot of scenes together.
I didn't say best. I said I enjoyed him.
Jonathan, wait till I release the receipts of what you just said.
Yeah, I said both. They're
I know.
both really good.
We're just gonna cut it to like
But-
1 second of him saying like Jim Carrey
Yeah,
was the best
that's
part of the
gonna be the whole
movie.
He was the most enjoyable.
Okay. Well,
But I don't think. I think even if he was the most enjoyable part, without Knuckles, that movie would have been really bad.
all right. Well, let's cut the episode off right here. But I know it's 420. I mean, I don't know if any of us are specifically celebrating 420, but do you guys want to share what you guys are drinking or token before we?
Oh, yeah, for
before
sure.
we end. Yeah. Well, yeah.
We have time for
Mac.
toking, but we
I
don't
see.
have time for
I see,
word
Mac.
wraps.
Dude, this is gonna take like
Got it.
10 seconds. Oh no, it's gonna take like a minute. Okay. And no, if we talk about workout, it's gonna turn into a 30-minute conversation. Okay, Max
I
has.
have a bottle of Templeton Rye.
George, you cannot.
It's only aged 4 years, but good whiskey. Rye whiskey. Good whiskey.
George, you cannot deny the people what they want.
Dude, if we start talking about workout, we're gonna get deep into it. Okay, so
But the
That's okay.
dragons.
Maybe next time. Oh, the dragon.
that's what I said. Like I
me
said,
started.
I'm not trying to discriminate, and I'll go quickly. It's
We didn't
not
even
it's
talk
not like
about
a
Batman.
it's not a
We
it's
already
not a.
talked about Batman a month ago.
God damn it! I'm gonna-
I'm just gonna say that movie was way overhyped. That's
Fuck out of
Ooh.
here.
All right, George, we're going into hour 3 soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say how does this happen all the time? How does it always come up in the last few minutes like something I want to clap back at so hard?
Oh,
And then- yeah, my gosh,
I'm really good at setting up the bait.
We'll quickly say I disagree.
Yep.
yeah.
Strongly disagree.
So
We need more milkshake, dog.
Yeah.
More.
It was better than the Christopher Nolan ones though.
Okay, well, I don't know
Whoa,
about
whoa. Okay.
Make it make sense.
I was drinking Bullet Rye today. That,
Good for you. Good for you,
That's-
George. You're gonna need it.
that's what
we're gonna have to do a Batman spoiler special or something.
that's what I was drinking. Yeah, we're currently talking about what we were drinking or toking today. Lewis, you want to go next, real quick?
I am not drinking, but I am vaping live resin of lemon haze. It's a sativa.
It's called Lemon Hose.
Lemon haze.
Whoa,
Lemon
white
haze.
brain.
Lemon haze. No, sorry.
Okay.
That'd be an
Lemon-
interesting flavor, though.
Lemon Haze. Okay.
Yeah.
And Alvaro, anything special today?
Hi.
You usually have
yes,
interesting
I
stuff
have-
too.
Stone enjoyed by 420 Hazy IPA.
Hmm.
Um,
Very
they do
in-
a week. Yeah, it's a yearly release. They always do like a seasonal. So like the next one's like Enjoy by July 4th, and they'll do like Enjoy by October 31st. So yeah, it's usually they're hazy. It's pretty dank. I mean, I don't know how you would describe that,
Dank.
but it's very good.
Very nice. I didn't see Jonathan drinking anything. Yeah.
No.
And what about Justin? We can't see you, so I have no idea. But just giving you a chance to share.
That's
If you...
Just because the viewers need to wait to see this. But I am drinking the freshest of water. But that's about it.
Guys, after we get 100 follows, we're gonna have a face reveal for Justin. Just letting you guys.
More than that, but
more than that. Okay.
You said
I could work for it.
we gotta reach for the stars, guys.
Gonna be very disappointed.
No, I should have got for my drink.
Yeah. Spoiler: He
Jack in
looks
the Box.
just like his avatar right now.
Hell yeah.
Jack in the Box has a 420 milkshake today. Pineapple Express.
Don't get
Damn.
Seth
Oh my
Rogen started on that.
God.
Don't get
Tell-
Seth
Can I
Rogen
buy
started
it?
on that one.
Can I still buy it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me we wouldn't be a perfect sponsor. Tell me we wouldn't be a perfect.
Going right now.
I seen the ad on TikTok. It hella made me laugh. But every milkshake that you buy, they plant a tree.
Ooh.
Holy
Awesome.
trees.
Taking your money and preserving the environment. Great.
I will just say, if any whiskey company sponsors this, I'll drink it. I don't care.
Hell yeah, dude!
Whiskey
Hell yeah,
hour.
dude! We'll kill handles
At
all
a
the time.
different whiskey each episode.
If we ever do a live episode all together, then I'll bring something to drink.
Well, thank you for joining Last Time Online. Thank you for listening this far, where we actually stayed on the rails today. So that's cool. There's that. Make sure to join us next time online when we recreate the Ugandan Knuckles in live action.
Oh.
Bye.
Later.